Hello everyone, this is Helios Raven. I tell you how I do it, even if you don't care. And we just finished our Battlefleet Gothic battle report, and we're now going to talk a little bit about our thoughts on the game and the goods, the bads, and different turn points and such. So let's start with Phil. So Phil, what's your overall thought of the entire game?
I thought it was a good game. We had a lot of good tactical movement. We learned a lot about the rules that we weren't quite positive on over the course of the game, which is always good. We had a lot of fun. I thought it was a pretty good game overall. Did I do my best? I don't think so. Did you do your best? You were spot on. Honestly, everything you did was Eldar and kicked my butt.
Now, what would you say was, I would say your best moment in the game? Like, one part where you did like, everything just came around just right, just as you planned, and really was the best thing that could have happened for you?
I may be taking out your battleship, but that was still at the point of I was already not doing too good at that point.
What would you think was your critical moment where it turned? Like, where do you think you could have done differently and probably ensured a better outcome?
I would say a lot of times when we're dealing with the dust cloud, I was being really hesitant about shooting through with my ordnance because I was kind of trying to hope to save it. And I really should just let it rip and go through it and hope for the best. And I was hesitant with it. And there was one turn where I said, I'll fire it next turn. And then I couldn't fire it next turn because my dorsal batteries been blown up and my ship was gone. And everything just went wrong at that point. Really, I should have been a little bit more aggressive with those ships, at least from the get-go.
And what was your biggest concern throughout the game?
That stupid cloud. Again, Tau.
Which is ironic because you're the one who put it there.
I was, and I am bad at placing terrain to my advantage. I will admit that any day of the week. That Tau in 40k with their land stuff, cover is key. With this stuff, with BFG, you want to be in big open area. You want a clear view at everything. You just want to blow the crap out of it. Eldar wanted the cover, and you had it, and I didn't deal with it right at all.
I think what my biggest concern was the two cruisers and the battleship, mostly because that's where all of your railguns were.
Oh yeah.
And
my
as everyone knows, Eldar's, well, missiles don't bother me too much because I've got holofields.
That's very true.
But weapon batteries are the biggest thing that's a problem with Eldar. Like with your escorts, even though a lot of people say, oh, he split them up, if they got a right chance, they could have wrecked the Shadow class, mostly because they,
close.
Boom, like they almost did it, but, you know, they just wasn't in the dice. My biggest problem that I felt that I could have done better was I don't think I was aggressive enough in the beginning of the game. I kept moving all the way forward, then all the way back, and it ended up your cruisers just got to a point where no matter what, my battleship was screwed over, where I should have stayed closer to the dust cloud, so when you finally came in, boom, right there, get behind you, turn around, and stay behind you for the rest of the game.
It wasn't innately bad, it was very Eldar. I mean, you're coming in, you're skirmishing with me, you're toying with me, but yeah, you should have tried to,
that's just one thing, because that's the one thing, and so, and I think for most part, I guess, in the game, a big thing that was going on in our heads for most of it is who can get to whose battleship first.
Definitely.
You, for me, mostly because the battleship is one of your more harder hitters because it launched all those bombers.
It's my bomber holder. It's an aircraft carrier. It's the key to my army.
Yeah, for me it was more, trophy thing because for most people who don't play at all, from what I've been told, very few people use the Void Stalker because it's just not worth its points. I can understand why. It is very bulky and you don't get much bang for your buck as with other battleships, but I kind of like to use it for that fact because everyone's like, it's on the fields.
Usually Eldar are just nice, lots of, like you had a ton of escorts and a bunch of escorts.
Those were my MVPs of the game because they ripped through almost everything. The battleship was my meat shield, the Shadow class was my little picker-offer. What would you say would be your MVP of the young game?
Gosh, that one cruiser that wouldn't die.
Yeah.
He did good. My last escort almost made it. If it was a little bit more successful, if he got that lance shot off at the end, I would have called him my MVP, even though he didn't kill it, just because there was a little guy that just came all the way around and did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to give it to the, what was the name of that cruiser? I forget the names. Maybe. Oh, town names are complicated, don't worry about it.
But, and so I guess that I think was the best part of it. And so what would you say was, if you could switch out one item in the game, what would it have been?
The darn cloud.
No, I mean, army-wise.
Army-wise. Good question. I might have, honestly, maybe, I love my battleship, I love my cruisers. Maybe I would have tried different escorts. I don't think the problem was with what ships I had, but rather with tactics I was using. So, I mean, I like my tiny little fleet. I think it's solid the way it is.
I probably would have foregoed the battleship, if anything, and added another shadow class, because I think that would have been done a lot better than the battleship did.
Yeah.
But, well, that is it. That is our overview. Great game. I hope you all enjoyed it. Next time, I'll be talking about in-depth view on all the races, so people can get an idea of what different ones are. I just need to read up on them because I'm still learning all of the races, but I'll give my 5 cents on all of them. And we just bought some new Forge World items and such, so our fleets are going to get bigger. If we get again, and if you guys want, we'll do another battle report. I've got Imperial Guard as well. So you guys, what do you want to see? Tau versus Imperial Guard? Do you want to see bigger Eldar force versus larger Tau force? Leave a comment if you want, and we'll deliver. Just give us a little bit of time because we want to try and get ourselves back into our 40k stuff in a little bit. So, but we'll do another battle report if everybody wants it. Just tell us what you want to see, and we'll try to accommodate for that. So thank you all for watching. Bill, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yep, great game.
Indeed.
Until next time, this is Helios Raven signing off.
Bye-bye.